My friend Mark showed up a few days after the moped theft debacle we discussed in the previous video. He imparted to me that there was a 1969 Ford Cortina Mark II 1300 Deluxe at his father's place if I was interested. 150 quid, a year's MOT, and ready to go but a bit scruffy. Quite frankly, even if it had been a Reliant Regal, I would have bought it at that juncture. So sick of trying to have a social life while tooling round in lorries or on mopeds was I. Older cars have always been my go-to. The parts used to be cheap and easy to find, repairs simple enough mostly, and no computer diagnostics or special tools required. I bought the Cortina there and then. My old friend from childhood, the lad whose parents lived round the corner from our estate on the small holding, and whose den we used to lurk in smoking players number 6 fags, had been working for a small engineering company. They wanted to have a clear up of their site, so matey put my name forward. I pottered over and viewed the setup, getting a guided tour from Dave, the company owner. Lots of loose light iron, but as well as this, Dave wanted me to buy 2 lorries that had been the company's own workhorses. I was a bit out of my league, really. There was a big old Ford D series that allegedly still ran and drove, with an aluminium drop-side bed fitted. Additionally to that, a Volkswagen LT35 twin-wheel pickup too. Ideally, one would have just turned up with an oxy-propane burner set, gas axed them both up over a few days, then gotten the lumpy bits lifted on with the firm's forklift. I was nowhere near this kitted up or organised. I bought the lot for 200 quid, but on the understanding they would lift the LT35 onto the rear of the Ford for me. Honda C70 Power saw me arrive the following day, with fork extensions on the stacker truck and a long RSJ and 2 geezers from their works sat on the back as counterweights. They lifted the Volkswagen up and reversed the Ford D series under it. The rear wheels of the LT were right on the rear edge of the load bed, and a silly amount of body overhang. Borrowing some ratchet straps, I tied it down. The Ford had been jump-started, but it dare not be stopped as the batteries fitted had long since succumbed to the elements. There was a gallon of red farm diesel poured into its fuel tank from the can I brought with me. The Honda lifted up onto the back too, and I was ready to drive this derelict duo home. It was a hell of a risk. I had no insurance, no tax, the Ford would never pass an MOT, and running on farm diesel to boot. Also, if she stalled, we were dead in the water. With a grin, I was off. For a lorry that had been off the road for over a decade, she went quite well. The 6-cylinder burbling along happily enough. Coming into the town centre and driving it up through the high street, my sphincter was on high alert. I kept the revs up so she wouldn't die on me. People stopped and stared as the pair smoked on by. Coming past the garage on the straight just up from our estate, the boys just gawped open mouthed as we clattered by. My old mate, who only a few years later died of liver cancer, gave me a double thumbs up as he passed going the other way in one of the garage's wrecker trucks. I got back to the yard safely. Father was puzzled, looking a little later, when spotting the piggy-backed lorry stood in the yard. Ironically, I was nicked the next day on my own lorry because the near number plate had dropped off. I waved the Volkswagen LT35 in after a death-defying push with the tractor and some scaffold planks from the D-Series to the Bedford TK in order to weigh the thing in. My cousin bought the Ford D-Series off me to send for export, and all round a nice little profit was made. Hello there. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, would like to see more, please subscribe to my channel and also share. All the best. Cheers.